Julie Hassan, and you're watching Everyday Dish TV. Today I'm going to show you how to make an umami spread, or what we affectionately call in our home crack spread. And we call it crack spread because it's so good. The flavors are amazing. It's a savory spread, and the recipe itself was actually created by Betsy DiGiulio, a friend of mine. This is her cookbook, The Blooming Platter, although the recipe for this is not in her cookbook. But I asked Betsy if I could adapt the recipe and film, and she generously said yes. So I am so excited to share it with you guys. This is something that we put on everything. So we call it crack spread because we put it on sandwiches. We just can't get enough of it. It's so good. Sometimes we put it on toast for breakfast as a savory spread. It's high in protein, it's really delicious, and it's got tons of flavor. So let me show you how to make it. The first thing you need are cashews, raw unsalted cashews, which I have right here. If you do not have a high-powered blender, you're gonna want to soak these for like 3 hours or overnight. But I have a high-powered blender. I have this amazing blend tech that I'm gonna be using for it because you don't have to soak them, and that's such a nice step, is to be able to not have to soak your cashews. So let me put it in, but it'll work either way. And then we have white wine that we're adding in. Now you can add beer in here instead of the white wine if you want. If you want it to be totally gluten-free, use a gluten-free beer or the white wine, which is, great. Oh, and because it's such a small amount of white wine, you don't have to worry about using a really good one, or you could use one from like the night before. If you had a little white wine left in your bottle, it's perfect. All right. Nutritional yeast flakes, so this adds to the whole umami flavor of the spread. And then we have white miso, which I have right here. So it's just a soybean paste. I get one that's non-GMO, shiro miso. So look for that, but you want the light colored one for it. I'm just gonna scoop it in there. And then we have some granulated onion, some granulated garlic, a little bit of mustard powder, and some smoked paprika. Now, for the smoked paprika, I've started noticing that there can be a difference between brands. Some are much more pungent than others. So on this one, I would suggest starting with a half a teaspoon, and then if your smoked paprika isn't as strong, go up to a whole teaspoon. So totally your call, depending on how smoky you want it to be. And then I also like to add a little bit of sriracha to it because sriracha makes everything better. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of squirt in there. It just adds a little bit more spice and heat to it. And then we are going to blend it until it's totally smooth. And don't worry about the measurements. The recipe's on our website, everydaydish.tv. So we're gonna go ahead and blend until it's smooth, and we're gonna probably need to stop a few times and scrape down the sides. I'm gonna scrape the sides. If you're having trouble blending it, you can add in a little bit more of the wine or a little bit more of the beer, and that will make it blend easier. You just don't want it too wet because then you can't spread it as well. It's a little too runny that way. So let's try this again. Okay, it looks so smooth now. Oh yeah, this is great, as you can see. So, if you need to, you add a little bit more wine or a little bit more water just to help it blend easily, but this is so great. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I can't wait for you to try it. And when you are done blending it, taste it. So maybe you want to add a little more sriracha or a little bit more smoked paprika to it, whatever you need, add it. But this stuff is the bomb. It's so good. So this is what I do. I just normally store it in a glass canning jar. That's where I store all my food, in glass canning jars. But I love being able to go into the refrigerator, and every time I need a little bit of this, it's there. And I mean, how healthy. We've got nutritional yeast, we've got cashews, we've got miso. It's like a health bomb that you can put on a sandwich or anything else, and it's so good. Amazing. So good. Thank you so much for joining me. The recipe's on our website, along with hundreds of other fantastic recipes on everydaydish.tv. Thank you so much for joining me, and go make this stuff. It's good.